Hey guys, today I'll be teaching you how to program a TI A4 Plus. Now, you can do it by the calculator itself by pressing this program button, sliding over to new, create a new one, give it a name, and start programming, which will work fine, but I will do it with my PC. Now, if you want to do it with your calculator, you will find most of the buttons you'll need on the program. And then here you have your logic and your labels and whatever. I'll explain this. You'll also have your inputs, prompts, displays, everything you want. Not many YouTube videos explain well enough how to program these calculators, but I will. I will now switch over to my PC. Okay guys, so now I'm on my PC and I'm on the program TI Connect CE. Now the CE is important because TI Connect is a different program. You should be able to get it from Texas Instruments website. You shouldn't have any trouble downloading it. So let's start. First you go over to Program Editor thingy. You can also go here. At the moment I haven't connected my calculator yet. So you go over to the Program Editor. You make a new program if you'd like. You can give your program a name. This will be the name your calculator sees. So, like on the calculator, you have, well, here to the left, the control and the program button and the input and output. You can find all your logic and all your inputs and outputs here, so you can double click on it and it will get here. So because I don't want to break tradition, we will start with a Hello World program. You actually don't use input for that. You use disp from display. One important thing to say here is you need to use these. These are very important. Very, very, very important. These essentially say to the program, look, you have to print this on the screen exactly like it's typed. This is not a sort of coding language, it's just that needs to be displayed on the screen. So you type hello world with an exclamation mark and you close these. That is a complete program which you should be able to put on your calculator. Now, to do this, you should have gotten a USB cable with your calculator, and you just plug it into your calculator, the first end, and the other end you plug into your computer. At which point your computer should pick up your calculator. Also, the software should. If it doesn't, you should go check the website of Texas Instruments, or just try plugging in out and in your calculator. Now, the way you put these programs on your calculator is fairly simple. You just press this button with an arrow pointing at a calculator. You make sure this is highlighted. You can change the name here if you wanted to. You can change the location. RAM should be just fine. If you haven't got any RAM anymore, I expect you know what you're doing, because you'll have made these things yourself, or you will have put a lot of games on your calculator, which I did. So you send it, and now you should be able to go to the program button, which I showed you earlier, and find a program called test. Now if you press enter on that and enter again, it should just print hello world. If it doesn't, you didn't type in this correctly. This capital letter is pretty important, but again, if you did it like this, it shouldn't have mattered. Something a lot of beginners miss too are these two brackets, I guess. They're also important. Your calculator may give an error, I don't know, but check if you've done that. Now, with displaying words, you won't do anything you'd like. For example, you can't take a number and multiply that by 2. This is possible. So to do that, you just create a new program here, and you call it what you like. I'm gonna call it test 2. And now you've got a bit of freedom, because you can start it by display and just call it hello. This is my program, and just end these brackets. You can also not do this. I mean, it isn't necessary, but anyways, there are 2 ways of asking a number from the user. Now, the first and most simple way in my mind is prompt. It's very easy. You just type in prompt, and after that you want to put a letter, a single letter. Double letters will not work at the time of recording. That will be the letter under which the number that the user gives will be stored. So that's a quick and dirty way to ask it, but you can also ask the user nicely by putting in input, opening these brackets, and just ask it. So ask the user, so number, please, and then just put a comma and a. Again, the variable under which you want to store the number, which the user gives you. Now, you've got a, but you don't really know what to do with it. So I talked about multiplying it by 2. This is easy. just put in A on your third line or whatever, and if you have a numpad, you should find this symbol. That's a multiplying symbol. This is a dividing symbol, minus, plus. It's all fairly obvious. So I want to multiply it by 2. Now you just can't. You would be tempted to think you just put an equal sign. No, you don't. You go to keypad and you take this little arrow. Now, if you're on your calculator, it should be the button above on. It should say STO and then a little arrow to the right. This will just say this. That arrow basically means whatever is in front to the left of me, you calculate, and whatever is to the right to me, you assign the value from the left to the right. So I'm gonna call it B. You can actually call it A, because it will just give another value to A, but you will have lost your first value. It will disappear. Now I'm gonna call it B, and you should already know how to get this number on the display. It's just disp and then B. Now again, you can upload this. Now again, under the program button on your calculator, you should find test 2 if you've worked like I have. And again, if you've done what I've done, you should be prompted with hello, this is my program, and a number please. So I'm gonna give it a number, 8, and it gives me back 16, which is exactly what I wanted it to. This will be the most these are the most basic things you can do with your calculator. Now, in most cases, I expect you to not want to do much more with it, except from adding a few menus and stuff, which can be handy. A bit of logic can be handy too, but if you want to do something substantial with your calculator, you should go and find a tutorial online. Nee, Robert, niet de rusting eruit halen. Now, I will make more videos on this topic and go a bit more into detail in how to use things like if, then, else, for, while, and all these other things. I will make dice programs, which I've done before. I'll make programs with lots of logic, and I'll make sure you understand most of the programming basics, so that you can program your own equations and stuff into your calculator, and make your life easier, essentially. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you want to learn more, I will have another video, and please consider subscribing. Thank you.